জানবেন সেটাই স্ক্রিনে এটা যে আপনি যেটা ওপেন করবেন এখন যেটা ওপেন করছে সেটা আসছে এখন
আরেকটু দেখা যায় আমার চেহারাটা কি আমার কই দেখা যাবে আমার দেখা যাবে কোথায় আমার
স্টুডেন্ট দেখতেছিলেন এখানে
স্টুডেন্ট পড়া আমাকে
এখানেই
দেখান তারপরে এই ছবিগুলো দেখানোর পরে আমি যদি এটা দেখাতে চাই এটা কেমনে দেখাবো
এই যে এটা স্ক্রিনে পিছনে নিয়ে যাবেন তারপর দিয়ে
এমনি দেখাবো হ্যাঁ জাম্প তারপরে হলো নিচে আসলো
অলরেডি লাইনে আছে
এটার পরে দ্বিতীয় ওখান থেকে চলে কেমনে যাবো
এই যে নিচে এটা চেঞ্জ করবেন এটা ক্লিক দিয়ে এটা মিনিমাইজ হয়ে যাবে এখন আপনি যেটা চুজ করবেন এটা ওপেন হয়ে যাবে এটা ডাবল ক্লিক করেন এই যে এটা স্ক্রিনে চলে আসছে মানে এখানে চলে আসবে এখন কোনটা দেবো এখানে আছে তিনটা ওপেন করে দিই তাহলে আপনার সুবিধা হবে এখন আপনি এখানে গিয়ে আপনি যেটা দেখতেছেন এটাতে ক্লিক করবেন এই যেটা দেখতেছেন
এটা আগে
দেবো আপনি কথা শুনতেছেন
না দেখ হ্যালো হ্যালো তোমরা যারা আছো শুনতে পাচ্ছ আমার কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছ ক্যান ইউ হিয়ার মি yes sir only 3 or 5 people here why not the all
জানি না স্যার
জানি না স্যার আমি জানি সবাই বোরিং হয়ে যাচ্ছ কিন্তু কি করবা বলো লাইফটাকে এইভাবেই নিয়ে যেতে হবে we are bound to continue our life with this situation right?
yes sir
Do you know what is the topic we will discuss today?
yes sir
96 only.
anatomy of digestive tract
What is the topic we will discuss today? That is the large intestine. The figure is the spleen. You are seeing here there. Hello. Are you seeing this figure?
yes sir দেখা যাচ্ছে
Yes, দেখা যাচ্ছে. Actually, this is the figure of a large intestine. And most of you will face this viscera in the frog, and everyone will face this viscera in the item and the card and term. Clear? Please, everybody, please connect with us. No. Roll 09096. You are hearing to me?
Yes, sir.
09096. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your
I
name?
can hear you, sir. Pritha
What's
Samanta.
your Rita Samantha. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
You are fine. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, today we will discuss about the large intestine. This is the distal part of the gut or gastrointestinal tract. The last class, I discussed about the small intestine, part of the small intestine, that is jejunum and ileum. And today about the large intestine, but whole the large intestine not possible to discuss in a single class. And there is another item on rectum and anal canal. Rectum and anal canal, item number 8, I think, or 7. This is a separate item. And so the in this item number 6 or 7, the large intestine, we will discuss only the other parts except the rectum and anal canal. Actually, the professors will ask you and give you the lecture sheets and ask about whole. But I think it's my responsibility to make it easy to you how to hold the viscera, how to identify the structures present in the viscera, and how to place the fiber in front of the item table, in front of the card funnel and card funnel and the prof. Only 8. Why not they are attending with us? And while you will face, there will be a tray and there will be viscera. In case of item, but in case of card funnel and the crown funnel, there will be a lot of viscera. From this situation, you have to find out the single viscera, that is large intestine, and the professors or the teachers will ask you about this viscera, some more questions, and you will answer. How they start their questions, how they start their fiber, or how they start their conversation. They will start by the name of this viscera. They will first ask you, what is this? The answer will be large intestine. Then any question they ask, then any question about the large intestine and the related questions, the questions related with the large intestine, they might ask you. Okay. Actually, sometimes or most of the times, they try to ask you the questions from the topic. And suppose that is large intestine. They may ask you the length of this large intestine. They may ask you the parts of this large intestine. They may ask you the cardinal feature. They may ask you the anatomical position of the large intestine. Which one first? Is not mandatory. Then I like to tell you that the length of the large intestine, that is 1.5 meter. 1.5 meter. We know the length of the small intestine 6 meter or 7 meter, but the large intestine, name is large intestine, but length is smaller than the small intestine. Then what is the length of the large intestine? That is 1.5 meter. And the next question, it may be the parts. The next question, it may be the parts of the large intestine. And what are the parts? You can tell them the 3 parts, 4 parts, or the all other parts. Actually, if you tell the 3 parts, then cecum, colon, and the rectum. 4 parts, then cecum, colon, rectum, and anal canal. And if you want to continue from the very beginning, then cecum with appendix, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, anal canal, anus. Okay, the whole colon are the parts of the colon. So it may be like this: cecum with appendix, colon, rectum, anal canal, anus. Yes, and if repeat that cecum with appendix, ascending colon, right colic flexure is there. Left colic flexure is there. The flexures are formed by the colon. The flexures are formed by the colon. Then I think it will be better to place like this: cecum with appendix, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, anal canal, and anus. Okay. Now, the anatomical position of the large intestine. Actually, in case of anatomy, this is very much essential to know the anatomical position and to know the hold the viscera appropriately, properly. Then we must know which side belong the right side, which portion belong the left side, and try to understand that is cecum with appendix. Cecum with appendix. Most of our people know that the appendix situated in the right side. Appendix situated in the right side. And with the medical student know that the appendix situated in the right side, but specifically in the right iliac fossa. Specifically in the right iliac fossa. And then the cecum also in the right iliac fossa. Then the ascending colon from the right iliac fossa upwards. Then it makes the right colic flexure just below the liver, inferior surface of the liver. Then it makes, then it continues horizontally or transversely, Then it makes another flexure known as left colic flexure, which is slightly higher than the right colic flexure, on which falls the transpyloric plane. I think you know about the plane and the region from the first class of the abdomen, where the abdomen is divided into 9 areas or 9 regions. Then it continues downwards, known as descending colon. After a portion, it makes a turning, it changes shape, like S shape, is known as sigmoid colon, which is hard in filling. And after that, you will get the rectum, then anal canal, and the last portion is known as anus. I am not mentioning the distance or the length of the ascending colon, cecum, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon. Why? Because I tell you about the colon, about the cecum in the next class. So, what we will discuss today? We will discuss the gross things. Gross things about the large intestine. Okay. How many people are here? 18 only. Then I like to say now the anatomical position. The first point is, this is the viscera of large intestine. Sometimes there is mesocolon. If there is mesocolon, then you will say that this is the viscera of large intestine with mesocolon. If there is no mesocolon, then this is the viscera of large intestine. And the figure on our screen, there is no mesocolon. Here, the figure on our screen, there is no mesocolon. So, here we will tell them that this is the viscera of large intestine. The second point, ileocecal valve lies in the posteromedial aspect of the cecum. If you are seeing the screen, then there is a portion marked by cecum, and there is a portion like one, like this, like my finger, like this. This is known as appendix. The position of the appendix or situation of the appendix in the posterior medial aspect. If this one is my cecum, if this one is the cecum, this is the anterior aspect and this is the posterior aspect. Posterior medial aspect from the posterior medial aspect, that means this side. Medial aspect, that means body side. So posterior medial aspect of the cecum, which lies in the right iliac fossa. Then the sentence will be the ileocecal valve lies in the posterior medial aspect of the cecum, which lies in the right iliac fossa. Thus, now the concavity of the transverse colon, from the figure of the on the screen, we are seeing that there is a mark name that is known as transverse colon, but this area is concave. This area is concave. The concavity of the transverse colon like this, like this. This is the concave. The concavity of the transverse colon is upwards, drifted upwards and backwards like this. And if I mention you, this is the transverse colon. The middle portion is transverse colon. The concavity like this. Then this is the upward, and this is the left side. This is the left side. It is higher than the right side. Okay, this is right side and this is left side. Left side is higher than the right side. What is the name of this portion? This portion is a band. So this is known as flexor. So the left colon flexor lies slightly higher than the right, just above the transpyloric gland. If you can mention these points, they will satisfy. The people who join later, for that, these 3 or 4 points. Again, first of all, suppose I try to draw here, as because I can bring the viscera here, but in the next class, I will try to show you the viscera. You can see here the greenish area, and I try to mention that is cecum. The rounded area is cecum. Above the cecum, there is a green area, green. But beside this, there is a black and red. This color is not in this surface. There is the back surface, posterior surface, but showing anteriorly. This is the back. But only the green marking is in the anterior surface. Only the green. Here I write here the tinea libera. I write here that is tinea libera. You can see here that is tinea libera. Okay, and this is the intestine. That is the cecum. That is the cecum. That is the intestine. Suppose from the cecum, and this is the full cecum, and then the sigmoid colon later. The length of the large intestine, that is 1.5 meter extension from the cecum to the anal canal. You can see here in the diagram or in the picture that is from the cecum then to the anal canal. This is the you can see this is the cecum. This is the cecum. You can can you see my cursor? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is cecum, and this is appendix, and this is anal canal. So extension from the cecum like this, going this, and with this anal canal. This is the extension. It starts from the cecum and ends in the anal canal. Length is 1.5 meter, and the parts are the cecum with appendix, and from here there is the ascending colon. Then this is the transverse colon. Then here that is the descending colon, and this shape is S shape. This is the sigmoid colon. Okay, and that is the rectum, and that is the anal canal, and last the orifice is known as anus. And the anatomical position, it is the specimen of the large intestine, number 1. Number 2, ileocecal valve, that is cecum and ileum. Ileocecal valve here posteriorly, in the posterior medial aspect of the cecum, and then the concavity of the transverse colon. This is the concavity of the transverse colon. Faces directed upwards and posteriorly, upwards and posteriorly. And the last one, the left colic flexor. This is the right colic flexor you are seeing there, right colic flexor, and that is the left colic flexor. The left colic flexor is slightly higher than the right one. You can see this is right and this left. Clear? If you know these things, you know the lot. Now, if I tell you some questions important for the written, if you want to write, you can write. Otherwise, you can collect later. The first questions, mention the morphological features of large intestine. You will face in the written with this question. Mention the morphological points or features of the large intestine. Number 2, histological of large gut. Write down the histology of the large gut. Number 3, blood supply of transverse colon from the developmental background. This is the transverse colon. They want to know the blood supply of the transverse colon from the developmental background. And there is a important background also of the transverse colon. So they want to know the transverse colon only. If you know the transverse colon, blood supply of transverse colon, then you can mention the ascending colon and the descending colon. Clear? And difference between the large intestine and the small intestine. If you know these 4 questions about large intestine, I think you can face all the written questions. Sometimes inputs and the others. Okay. Then now the cardinal feature of the large intestine or the morphological features of the large intestine. What are the morphological features? The features which you can see by eye is known as morphological features. And if anybody asks you that what is the morphological difference between the small intestine and the large intestine, then or what is the cardinal features of the large intestine, then you must tell them it should be the tinea coli, appendices epiploica, and sacculation. These 3 things are the cardinal feature of the large intestine. What are these? Tinea coli, sacculation, and the appendices epiploica. Okay, and follow the figure here. This ribbon-like band is known as tinea coli. Okay. You people sometimes make response to me. Are you sure, or you can see this tinea coli? You are seeing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is
Yes,
tinea coli. Clear? And this cursor is very much important here. This is the appendix, and this is the base of the appendix, and from where this tinea started, from the base of the appendix. Okay. Sometimes they will ask you from where the tinea started. You must answer that from the base of the appendix. Yeah. 1, that is tinea coli. Number 2, that is appendices epiploica. Here on the figure, some yellowish little bags yellow is there. Here, that is known as appendices epiploica. Clear? These are known as appendices epiploica. And the circulation or mastration. This area is known as circulation. This area is known as circulation. And now about the tinea coli. What is tinea coli? Tinea coli, these are the tinea coli are three thick bands. Three thick bands. Here are three bands. We are seeing here the one, but there are three. Okay. Tinea coli are three thick bands produced by the aggregation of the longitudinal muscles of the large guard. I mentioned that longitudinal muscles of the large guard. Later I will explain you why the longitudinal and how many muscles are muscles are there in the guard. That is, and what is the importance of this tinea coli? These tinea coli produce hastrations of these hastrations of the cecum and colon and help in peristalsis. See here, this is the colon, these are the hastration. Okay, this is the hastration, this is the cecum, and this is the colon. But there is no, on the rectum and anal canal, there is no hastration. So what is the benefit? The benefit is the tinea coli produce the hastrations of the cecum and the colon and helps in the peristalsis. Clear? First one. Second one, it serves as a guide for the integration of the vermiform appendix. That means it helps the surgeon. How they know what is the appendix? They will come. So this tinea. Where the tinea is end, there is the vermiform appendix. Yes. Okay. And now, where you will get the tinea and where not? We mentioned that cecum, colon, but where will not? That is in the appendix. There is no tinea. They will ask you where you will not get the tinea or where the tinea is devoid of. That is the number one, the appendix. But number two, here the sigmoid colon, you can see here the tinea. But after this portion, there is no tinea. That means lower 5 cm of the sigmoid colon, lower 5 cm of the sigmoid colon is devoid of tinea coli. Lower 5 cm. The first one is appendix, second one is lower 5 cm. Third one is from the figure, that is rectum, then the anal canal and the anus. You clear? Only from 112 people, you only 6 are here. This is very much who are here. Omid Sarkar, thank you. Harshita. Then what are the cardinal features? These are the tinea coli, appendices epiploica, and circulation. And now appendices epiploica. I shown here this yellow small pocket shaped things are known as appendices epiploica. Okay. If you like to know or like to place the definition, these are peritoneal pockets containing fat. You are seeing here that yellow. Okay, these are fat filled bag. This is a bag like structure, pocket like structure filled with fat and present in the entire large guard. See here, entire large valve, except cecum, appendix, and rectum. Now see the cecum. This is the cecum, and there is no appendices breaker. This is the rectum. There is no appendices breaker, and this is the appendix. This is no. There is no appendices breaker. Okay. There, and before okay, circulation first, then I will mention you the position of the tinea coli. And now about the circulation. What is the circulation? Circulation due to the short length of the tinea coli, then the circular muscles of the colon. I mentioned the longitudinal muscle before, and now the circular muscle. That means two muscles are here. We know from the anatomy, the viscera, there are histological layers, some histological layer, mucous, submucous, muscular, and serous. Yeah, here there is also the muscular layer. In case of stomach, there are three muscles, but in case of large intestine, there are two muscles: outer, longitudinal, inner, circular. And what is the circulation? Due to short length of tinea coli, then the circular muscle, so the colon is puckered and become circulated. This tinea is shorter, like a rubber. You know that when we use the elastic or rubber with our cloth, then the cloth become squeezed like this. Then the circulation is formed. What is the advantage of circulation? They delay passage of fecal material. Do you know the fecal material? I think you know. They delay the passage of fecal material, thus increase of absorption of liquid. Increase of absorption of liquid. I think you know the function of the large intestine: absorption of water and electrolyte. Water is also liquid. So these are the cardinal features. But how you know the tinea? How many tinea we know? 3 tinea. What are the names of the tinea? These 3 tinea: tinea libera, tinea omentalis, tinea mesocolica. You just try to read or try to memorize. Tinea libera, tinea omentalis, tinea mesocolica. And where they are situated, where and where they are situated. Where is my large intestine? This is my large intestine. Okay? This is my large intestine. Try to understand. Here the greenish one is better looking, and here the blackish and reddish one are better looking. And I mentioned here that is cecum. How we hold the viscera anatomically, easily and properly. Cecum will be in the right side. Cecum will be in the right side. And the tinea libera in front, in the ascending colon. See here, the tinea libera is here, only single. And then you make a fold. In which side, anterior or posterior? According to position, you will make the flexor. Or according to flexor, the position will be correct. So I mentioned the tinea libera, tinea omentalis, tinea mesocolica. Tinea libera anteriorly, mesocolica and omentalis posteriorly. But posteriorly too. Why? It is tinea libera anteriorly and mesocolica and ommentalis posteriorly, that is the lateral side, that is the ommentalis, that is the medial side known by mesocolia. Right? This is the anterior side. This is tinea libera, and these are the posterior. That is the lateral, that is the medial, that is the medial, that is tinea mesocolia, that is laterally, that is tinea ommentalis. Clear? And now I hope this cecum here, then the ascending colon, then in the ascending colon tinea libera will be anteriorly, but in the transverse colon and descending colon what will be? And descending colon also anteriorly. You can see in the figure ascending colon and descending colon, that is anteriorly, but in the transverse colon it is inferiorly. That if you make it and inferiorly, then you fold anteriorly and make it. That is, it will go inferiorly. And if you make it like this, then it will go superiorly. Understand? Understand? So tinea libera will be in the transverse colon, that is inferiorly. Then and in the ascending colon, descending colon, and the anteriorly. So that is the fold. Okay, anteriorly. And what will be superiorly in the transverse colon? Superiorly will be anterior, superior will be ommentalis. And now here the black one is ommentalis. Black one is ommentalis, that is anteriorly and superiorly. Red one is mesocolia, anteriorly and posteriorly and superiorly. Posteriorly and superiorly. Clear? Right? Okay. These are the position. Then what is the position? Tinea coli, ascending and descending anteriorly, and in the transverse inferiorly. Right? And this is the anterior superior, this is the posterior. Anterior superiorly ommentalis and posteriorly mesocolia. Clear? These are the positions of the tinea coli. And it depends on the accurate holding of the anatomical position. Clear? Then what is the advantage of circulation we have mentioned? Now we need to know the peritoneal dilation, as because all the viscera of the abdomen are within the peritoneum. Some parts of the viscera are sometimes devoid of peritoneum due to the attachment of the other viscera or due to other cause. Then we will see here the relation of the peritoneum with this viscera. Suppose the appendix covered by the peritoneum in all sides. This appendix is covered by the peritoneum in all sides except the line along the attachment of the mesoappendix. This is the mesoappendix. So as here there is the mesoappendix, the peritoneum can't touch this surface, so this area is avoid of peritoneum. But this area, whole part are covered by peritoneum. And now the cecum covered by peritoneum all sides. Covered by peritoneum all sides. In the ascending colon, you see anterior surface and two sides. This anterior surface and two sides are covered by peritoneum. Why not the posterior surface? And because posterior surface attached with the back of the posterior wall, anterior surface of the posterior wall. And in the transverse colon, covered by the peritoneum all sides except posteriorly. Covered by the peritoneum all sides except posteriorly, where it is fixed. Posterior surface is fixed with another viscera. And in the descending colon, it is anterior surface and two sides. That means it is easy to remember. That ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon, only the anterior surface and two sides. Anterior surface and two sides. Clear? And sigmoid colon, all sides except along the sigmoid mesocolon. A sigmoid colon, all sides except along the attachment of the mesocolon. এই যে এখানটায় mesocolon থাকে, there is mesocolon is attached. And about rectum, if we divide it into three, upper 1/3, middle 1/3, and lower 1/3. Upper 1/3 anterior surface and two sides. Anterior surface and two sides. Middle 1/3 anterior surface only, and lower 1/3 devoid of peritoneum. There is no peritoneum. And anal canal and anus are devoid of peritoneum. The more important question for the Viva. I repeat, the peritoneal condition of the large intestine, that is, this appendix is fully covered by peritoneum except the line along the attachment of mesocolon. The whole cecum is covered by peritoneum. The ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon, anterior surface and two sides. Sigmoid colon whole is covered by the peritoneum except the surface attached by the mesocolon. And the rectum, you can divide it into three parts. The upper 1/3 anterior surface two part, two border sides. Middle 1/3 only, anterior, and lower 1/3 devoid. মানে lower 1/3 থেকে নিচের দিকে peritoneum নাই. Clear? And now we have to know the major difference between the large intestine and the small intestine. I mentioned the cardinal features of the large intestine, and now I will tell you, or I mentioned in the last class, the cardinal feature of the small intestine. That's essential. And we know the parts of the large intestine, we know the parts of the small intestine, we know the length of the large intestine, we know the length of the small intestine, and we will know the mobility or the fixed part of the large intestine and the small intestine. These are the actually difference. First of all, the length. Large intestine is 6 to 7 meter, and small intestine is 6 to 7 meter, and large intestine is 1.5 meter. And the mobility, which part is movable? Whole small intestine is movable except the duodenum. The small intestine, that is duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Jejunum and ileum is movable. Duodenum, a portion of duodenum is fixed. When you read the duodenum, you can see which portion is movable, which portion is not. So, at a glance, the whole small intestine is movable except the duodenum. And in case of large intestine, large intestine is movable except the ascending and descending colon. This ascending colon and this descending colon. Okay. And the cardinal features of the large intestine are tinea coli, appendices, epiphyseal, and the circulation. These are present in the large intestine and absent in the small intestine. And the features of the small intestine are the villi and the Peyer's spaces. Villi and Peyer's spaces. These are present in the small intestine and absent in the large intestine. And the function of the small intestine, these are digestion and absorption, and function of the large intestine, absorption and excretion. These are the question actually will face in the detail. Okay, and I would like to show you the another figure. This is here the cardinal features: tinea coli, circulation, and gestation, and the appendices epiphyseal. This figure for you can see all the things here. These are the transverse mesocolon here. These are the tinea, and this is the coli, tinea coli. This is the gestation, and this is the appendices epiphyseal. These are the appendices epiphyseal. This figure will help you to identify the different parts of the large intestine. This is the appendix, and this is the ileum. Okay, and now I would like to show you another figure. That is, this is the large intestine, and these are the arteries, veins. It will help you know the blood supply. And now about the blood supply of the intestine. Blood supply of the intestine according to development. I mentioned just before that there is a question, write down the blood supply of transverse colon according to development. And we know we divide the body according to development, foregut, midgut, and hindgut. And now the point. Cecum, appendix, this cecum, appendix, ascending colon, and transverse colon, parts of transverse colon. If this one is the right side and this one is the left side, this right 2/3 up to this right 2/3 of the transverse colon supplied by the superior mesenteric artery. Superior mesenteric artery. You can see here the superior mesenteric artery is here. This one is supplied this superior mesenteric artery. Which is the branch of this aorta? Superior mesenteric artery. And the rest, this left 1/3, descending colon, sigmoid colon, supplied by the inferior mesenteric artery. That is the inferior mesenteric artery. There. This is the actually blood supply of the intestine. And now the histological layer I mentioned, the 4 layers, the mucosa, submucosa, muscular layer, and serous layer. The muscular layer, inner circular muscle, outer longitudinal muscle. Inner circular muscle and outer longitudinal muscle. And for the gross, we need to know the lining epithelium, that means the mucous layer. Here, the lining epithelium. And it's easy to memorize from the stomach, small intestine, stomach up to the anal canal. From the stomach up to the pectinate line of anal canal. This is the rectum, there is the anal canal, pectinate line of anal canal. This is simple columnar epithelium. But from the pectinate line up to the Hilton's line, that is non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And below the Hilton line, that means the lower part of the anal canal, that is the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And I think that is enough. Gross. And tomorrow we will discuss appendix, cecum, and colon. Rectum and anal canal is a different item. So in this item, appendix, cecum, and colon, that means ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and sigmoid colon. I will try my best to complete in the next class. And the request to you, you must learn, you must complete the lesson in the whole.
Sir,
Okay?
epiploic appendicitis, sir.
We are not discussing about the appendicitis. So tomorrow we will discuss about the appendicitis. I just
No, sir.
discuss.
Sir, in the fat body that is present, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the fat body that are present on the intestine, large intestine.
Large intestine.
Sir, the fat body that are present on the intestine, large intestine, sir.
I am not hearing you or understanding your question. That is, you can see here, this is the appendix, that is the cecum, that is the ascending colon. Today I just discussed about the gross parts of the large intestine, and tomorrow I will discuss the appendix and the cecum and the colon. Okay, and then
Sir,
everything
that
about
one is epiploic appendix, sir. fat body that are present on intestine, sir.
Appendices epiploid क्या? Or appendix? This
Yes, sir.
vermiform
Epiploid.
epiploid
No,
क्या?
sir.
In the
This one.
epiploid.
Epiploid. Appendix, sir.
Epiploid क्या?